Guys, Will here with W.T.F car reviews, and today we're going to be reviewing the all-new 2023 Nissan Altima SL.
And huge thanks to Red at Courtesy Nissan in Tampa, Florida for making this review possible. I'll leave a link to our inventory below, and if you're looking for a new car, SUV, or truck in the Tampa area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out and ask for Red.
And for those of you guys who don't know, Nissan gave the 2023 Altima a facelift. This is still a 6th generation Altima, which was released back in 2019, but facelifted this year for 2023, featuring a redesigned front end with a new grille and Nissan badges. We get new wheel designs too. Inside, a 12.3-inch touchscreen is now standard on the SL and SR Turbo. The SR and SV still have it available as an option. We get 2 new paint colors too for 2023, featuring Gray Sky Pearl, which was the color we had on the SR that we already reviewed on this channel, and Garnet Pearl Metallic, which hopefully we get the chance to review at some point this year. This color that we have here on the 2023 SL is Pearl White Tri-Coat. We get more safety features standard on all trims too. Pro Pilot Assist is now standard on the SL, optional on the SR and SV. We get standard LED headlamps and daytime running lights, standard auto high beams too, rear automatic braking, rear cross traffic alert, blind spot monitoring, and lane departure warning, all coming standard on the 2023 facelifted Altima. No powertrain updates, however, still standard 2.5-liter inline 4-cylinder cranking out 188 horsepower, 180 pound-feet of torque, made it to a CVT. You can also upgrade to the SR Turbo, which features a 2-liter variable compression turbocharged 4-cylinder cranking out 248 horsepower and 273 pound-feet of torque. It's only available in front-wheel drive, however. The other trims for the 2023 Altima are all available in all-wheel drive, except for the Turbo, which is kind of a head-scratcher. But here we have the SL, which is the top-of-the-line luxury trim for the 2023 facelifted Altima, which replaced the old Platinum trim, starting at $31,990. What do we get for that money? Let's jump right in. So up front, you notice your flickering daytime running lights. They appear to be LED projector headlamps too. The turn signals are also LED for the SL trim. No functional airflow in the corners, but I'm really liking that updated V-Motion grille. Very clean look. Updated Nissan badge. Hopefully you can get a good look at this white metallic tint coat. The sun isn't really shining right now. It's hiding behind that cloud, but once it pops out, you'll see this beautiful white metallic. We'll take one step back to the side. The wheels are really beautiful. These are like 15, 18 spoke gunmetal gray rims, 19-inch rims wrapped in Hankook Kinergy GT all-season tires. Pretty low profile too. Dimensions are 235/40 R19. But even with these low profile tires, I'm telling you, the ride quality in the 2023 Altima is truly fantastic. We get a splash guard in front of the front wheels for this front wheel drive sedan. LED turn signals on the glass. We get a blind spot camera on the bottom, which helps us with our 360. We do get a 360 cam in this car. Blind spot monitoring not on the glass, but I'll show you where it is. Glass fills up most of the frame. I like the white and black contrast. We're right next to the airport, so be prepared to hear some of these planes taking off during this review. I'm liking these tints too. It's a dealer added accessory, blacked out B-pillar black trim for the top portion of the window trim, some shiny chrome down below. I kind of wish they blacked it all out, but the chrome doesn't bother me too much, especially since the door handles are chrome and these pretty shiny gunmetal gray alloy. Smart access for the driver and the front passenger. Same rear wheel and tire setup. The only difference is a smaller brake caliper. The gas cap is not pushed to open. I'll show you the latch is inside. Small little splash guard behind the rear wheels. Rear parking sensing Altima SL up top with the updated Nissan badge. Everything's gunmetal gray. Incandescent taillights, halogen reverse lights. Shout out Courtesy Nissan in Tampa, Florida for making this review possible. Chrome bumper protector, dual exhaust, a pretty aggressive body color diffuser. But speaking of the exhaust tips, let's fire up this 2.5-liter 4-cylinder and hear how she sounds. Alright guys, that was the sound of the 2.5-liter inline 4-cylinder sold by Nissan for the 2023 Altima. Basically unchanged for what we had from the pre-facelift. Well, literally unchanged. Still made it to a CVT transmission, cranking out 188 horsepower, 180 pound-feet of torque. You can go with all-wheel drive. Those numbers are estimated to be down to 182 and 178 pound-feet of torque. Enough to get this car to 60. I've seen it as low as 6.8 seconds. Somebody commented on my SR video that they have a video on their channel of this thing doing 0 to 60 in 6.8 seconds, but I'd personally expect you to be closer to like the high 7s, maybe even low 8s on a consistent bases. That aluminum stick connecting the strut towers will help the handling quite a bit, though what you see is what we get. We can shut this thing right up, no struts either. Gonna have to deal with the prop rod. My arm is currently functioning as the prop rod. We can shut this thing right up. Again, I apologize for the planes. They're gonna be making a lot of noise all review, but we'll take one more step back, get one last look at the front styling of this 2023 facelifted Nissan Altima SL, all new trim level, technically carried over from previous year's platinum trim, but still the SL is technically an all new trim level. Again, smart access for the driver and the front passenger. Up top we get soft touch materials, aluminum trim beneath that, aluminum door handle, gushy soft for the center portion, gushy soft for the armrest. Auto one touch only for the driver though. For the top SL trim, well, technically the SR turbo is above this, but still the SR turbo I'm sure is the same way. It would be nice to get at least auto one touch for the front two passengers. Lock and unlock four-way adjustable mirrors. The bottom portion hard plastic, you can fit a foot long in here though. Fit a 20-ounce water bottle too. The sound system is decent. As we step inside, we have an aluminum Altima nameplate. The seats are super comfortable, perforated, heated seats, contrast stitching, solid bolstering, decent bolstering down below, and it's a little bit softer of leather for the bottom portion than the bolsters, which makes them a lot more comfortable. We have lumbar control, recline, drop, lift, and slide the seats. Taking a step inside though, we can really check it out. So we can fire everything right up with the start stop button in front of the gear selector, and everything fires right to life with a nice swoop for the gauge. But the first thing we notice is the all new updated 12.3-inch touchscreen, the same system that we had from the SR. If you guys haven't checked out that video, be sure to check it out. But this is the SL, same exact screen though. The map, we can check it out right now. Pretty good resolution. The response is excellent, basically just like an iPhone, responds perfectly to the touch. You can return right back where we were to our current location. You can also press the home screen, returns us right back to our home screen, which shows us our phone information, songs currently playing, and the map. My personal favorite to look at all times will be the map. We'll see what other screens we have available. You guys can pause, take a look at all of these. Okay, so right back to where we started. My personal favorite to look at all times though will be the map. The steering wheel, compared to most of this vehicle's competition, is way cooler. Very thick up top, solid 10-2 bolstering notch, 9-3 fits perfect. In your hands we get a flat bottom too, contrast stitching for the leather. The center portion is hard plastic, but we get the updated Nissan badge. The horn itself, pretty aggressive sounding horn, not the most aggressive, but loud enough for people to get out of your way. You get dual pane windows in this car too. I'll show you guys real quick the dual panes. Nice, and as you see, these are tinted windows. The gauges, as you see, goes to about 6,400 RPM for the tach, 140 for the speedometer. Coolant temperature beneath your tach and the gas level beneath the speedometer. This digital infotainment cluster is adjustable with these buttons on the steering wheel, volume adjustments right next to it. You can skip your songs and return right back where you were. Cruise control, we get radar cruise, Nissan 360 Safety Shield Plus with all the advanced safety features, Pro Pilot Assist standard on the SL trim. Voice commands, you can hang up and answer your phone calls. I like this aluminum trim surrounding this little gloss black, piano black trim for the button area. But as we mentioned, this LCD cluster, right now we're looking at the advanced safety features. You can also see the settings, VDC, driver assistance, TPMS, clock, vehicle, custom display, unit, language, key link settings, all of that. Compass 2, digital speedo beneath that. We can also see a digital speedo with our average speed. Beneath that we have a blank screen. Not quite sure why you would need that. Average fuel economy, that's actually pretty good for a dealership car that spends most of its life idling. Trip, info, tire pressure, you have to be driving while in order to see it. Speed limit, traffic sign recognition, also an appreciated feature. We have a compass with turn by turn and the weather outside right next to it. Also pretty cool. That's actually my favorite to look at all times, so we'll leave it there. The next screen is your music. Anyway, up top we still get traffic sign recognition and the outside temperature right next to it. The dashboard is soft touch with some leather stitch trim above the gauges. Very premium feel, very premium look with the wood trim beneath the touchscreen, aluminum trim beneath that. Huge thumbs up to Nissan for the overall interior design. The drivability in this car too is fantastic. Maybe a little bit down on power compared to some of its competition, but outside of that, this car is fantastic. More of that wood trim above the air vent, aluminum beneath that. We have 360 active steering for this Nissan too. Trunk release, interior brightness, and your trip reset. The stocks have a super satisfying click. They feel really well on their auto headlamps. No rain sensing wipers, but the intermittent stock is right to the side. Tilt and telescoping steering wheel, gas cap release, hood latch release, and you can get a good look at your pedals. Bose Premium Audio System 2 standard on a 2023 Altima SL. Beneath this wood and aluminum trim, we have dual zone automatic climate control. The SR we reviewed in this channel does not have dual zone climate control, heated seats, heated steering wheel, defrosters, vent controls, because I personally like to use manual climate even in cars with auto climate. We have a wireless charging pad on the SL trim too, USB-C, USB port, and a 12-volt good spot for radar detector. Engine start-stop outlined in aluminum. Gushy soft leather for your knee will often hit. Gear selector controls the CVT transmission. We have a little sport mode beneath that and a low gear. We'll check out the backup camera. Not the most impressive resolution, to be honest, but it's still functional, guidance lines and trajectory. And we get a 360. We can see what's going on around our wheels, so we don't have to worry about scuffing up our beautiful 19-inch trims that we get here on the SL. Throw right back into park. It immediately returns us to our map. 2 cup holders, very spacious. You'll fit 20-ounce water bottles with pass-through, good spot for a phone. I'm currently using this to hold the Nissan keys. Electronic parking brake with auto hold. Cushy soft armrest. We can check out the storage space, also super impressive. I'd expect you to fit 10, maybe 12-ounce cans in here with no problem. We don't have any charge ports or 12-volt outlets in there, but very solid space. The glove box, we can pull this latch. It is damp, not lined with felt, but that thing is enormous. You're fitting 40 license plates in that thing. I can't believe how big that is for a glove box for a mid-size sedan. One complaint, another complaint, no auto-dimming rearview mirror. Come on, Nissan, I know it's a nitpicky complaint, but for a top trim luxury SL, auto-dimming rearview mirror would be nice to have. We have our sunglass holders. Interior lights are LED. Moonroof comes standard on the 2023 SL2. Opens up pretty long, pretty wide. We can see if it goes out any further. It does not. We'll poke our way out of here. Beautiful day today in Tampa, Florida. We're expecting another tropical storm tomorrow, so it's super windy and right next to the airport, so that doesn't really help when it comes to the overall noise. But that's about it for the front seat, guys. We'll take a quick look at the window sticker, see any features that I might have missed on this 2023 Altima 2.5 SL front-wheel drive sedan. Standard features, you can pause, take a look at all of these. Comfort and convenience, the power moonroof, leather seats, 8-way power driver's seat, and 4-way power passenger seat. Heated front seats, leather-wrapped steering wheel, which is also heated, leather-wrapped shift knob, intelligent driver alertness, 7-inch advanced drive assist display. That's that little LCD cluster right up front. But you can pause, take a look at all the rest of the standard features on a $32,000 2023 Altima SL. $395 for this beautiful pearl white metallic paint, $225 for the splash guards, $165 for the chrome bumper protector, $345 for the floor mats, trunk mat, hideaway nets, and dual trunk hooks, trunk organizer tray for $195, and $400 for the illuminated kick plates. After an $1,100 destination charge, total price sitting a tick under $35,000. Pretty good value considering how loaded this vehicle is with features. We get over 30 combined MPGs, 27 city, 37 on the highway. That's about it for the window sticker. That's about it for the front seat in general. We can hop out back, take a quick look at the space back there and the overall quality of the materials. The wind is really starting to pick up out here, guys. Hopefully my microphone windscreen is doing its job. Up top we have hard plastic. It would be nice to get soft touch for the top trim luxury SL, but it's still gushy soft for the center, gushy soft for the armrest, so fully functional. Beneath that, solid storage. You'll fit a big gulp in there, possibly a 6-inch sub, but I'd expect this to be reserved mostly for candy bars. Bose speaker, aluminum kick plate as we step inside. The rear seats are still leather, huge bolstering notch. It goes all the way out to the door frame, so very couch-like seats. They're not perforated in the top center portion, but the bottom center for the butt and the lower back area is perforated leather. Legroom looks super impressive. I'm a little bit over 6 feet tall, sitting behind my seat settings, and I still have at least 6 inches of overall knee room. I apologize for the sun. It is really shining right there, so expect there to be some glare. We don't get a mat pocket behind the driver's seat, but we do get one behind the passenger. We get air vents, USB-C, and a USB port. Interior light back here is LED. Cool, ton of light brought into the cabin thanks to both that sunroof and windshield right now because of the location of the sun. Pretty spacious back here. Headroom wise, I have at least 1 inch, possibly 2 of overall headroom. The center cubby, you got to jab your hand into it to access it, but pretty soft leather, large square shaped cups. I'd expect these to fit up to 12 to 16 ounce water bottles, probably not cans if it's a 16 ounce, but a 12 ounce can should fit just fine. Pass through, good spot for a phone. That's about it for the back seat though. Let's check out the cargo space real quick and then take this 2023 Altima SL out for a drive. So underneath the Altima badge, there's a button which electrically shoots open your trunk, which is massive. That cutout is huge. Wheel well cutouts are also huge. You'll fit a golf bag horizontally in here with no problem. Deep trunk, I'm not even remotely close to reaching the end of this trunk, so you'll fit, I would say, 2 full-size suitcases, and you can fit a couple carry-ons on top because it does cut out pretty low for the floor. Secret storage underneath this little Altima thing. We got our Fix-A-Flat kit and donut beneath. Hopefully you can pick that up on camera. But what you see is basically what we get. We can fold the rear seats down 60-40 split. I'd expect you to fit up to a 55-inch TV back here, maybe a 60-inch with no problem. That's about it though. We can shut this trunk right up, take one more step back, get a good look at the exterior styling of this 2023 Altima SL. One more time, it's a beautiful facelift. I truly believe that in the mid-size sedan segment, currently, this is the best looker. As far as performance and on-road handling, let's take it out for a drive and see what it's got. All right, guys, now we're just about seeing everything we need to see with the inside and outside of the all-new 2023 Nissan Altima SL. Let's take it out for a drive. And the first thing I notice, the throttle response is good. As soon as you start pressing on the pedal,
point of interest,
the vehicle starts to move. But as you see, when I start talking, the voice command thing just keeps going off, and it's super annoying. It's been happening this entire review. Half the times when I'm making a cut, it's literally because this thing starts to speak, but whatever. We'll just roll with the punches. Just taking a step out here. Not quite sure what these boys are doing, but we'll do our own thing. About third throttle. Not bad.
Go back. Please say or select a command.
What are you gonna do? But the ride quality is excellent. Even with these super skinny 40 series sidewall tires, this is probably the softest riding vehicle that I've felt in this class. Maybe a Camry LE, like the base Camry LE, those super fat 60 series sidewalls. But considering these 40 series sidewalls, what Nissan's done with the suspension is truly fantastic. We'll try an acceleration off the line right here. See if it puts the power down nicely. Let's go back to, because I don't know.
Voice recognition.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. But anyway, off the line, on the gas. Ooh. Yeah, okay, so once you cross about 5,000 RPM, this thing really starts to pull. The CVT holds it back, obviously. If this thing had Nissan's 9-speed transmission, it would do wonders when it comes to acceleration. A short first gear, short second gear. I can see this thing doing 0 to 60 in the mid 7-second range. I know one of you guys commented on my video for the SR that you did 0 to 60 in 6.8 seconds, and of course I believe you. I saw it with my own eyes. It's just for consistency purposes, I just don't think that's a very consistent time. It just doesn't feel like a very quick vehicle. It really feels like a high 7-second, low 8-second 0 to 60. But in terms of turning radius and body roll, the steering responds so well. We're not even in sport mode. The turning radius is pretty sharp, comparable with all the other mid-size sedans. We can try it out in sport mode, about half throttle. Yeah, it responds better. Ooh. Okay, not the biggest difference. The steering stays the same. I don't feel any differences with the steering, but it doesn't really matter because the steering just has a great response to it without even having to have a sport mode. We'll try an acceleration out off the line. We don't have any manual shift modes. We did have paddles on the SR. We don't have them here. We don't have any manual shifts on the gear selector either. So we're gonna let the car do its thing. Off the line, on the gas, sport mode. Wow, okay, so there was no simulated shifts that time for some reason. I guess in sport mode it turns off the simulated shifts, which makes sense because I always say it, the simulated shifts, I'm too excited for some reason, sorry guys. The simulated shifts slow the CVT or slow the car down when it has a CVT transmission. Just let us hold the red line. Who cares if it sounds like a vacuum cleaner? When it comes to performance, it'll be the quickest and most efficient way to go fast. But half throttle, again, it's not going to blow you away in terms of performance. Compared to a Camry, this is a little bit slower. The Camry has an 8-speed automatic transmission, which I personally prefer over a CVT, but the Camry 8-speed, it shifts about as quick as I would shift in a manual transmission car. And I'm not a very experienced manual transmission driver, so it doesn't really say much good for the Camry transmission. Of course, reliability-wise, it's excellent, but performance-wise, this CVT, it's really not a whole lot slower. And that time we were in S sport mode and there was a simulated shift, so I'm not sure. The CVT just needs to figure itself out sometimes. I'm sure it will for the owner. I'm sure most owners won't be using sport mode very frequently. We can take it out of sport. Speaking of that, turning radius real world, sharp, about half throttle. Nice, gets the speed well. We could try out this 360 safety shield on, steering assist on, radar cruise also on. Okay, so the cruise control is set. We have a following assist set and the active steering assist also set. Yep, okay, so it lets us leave the lane, but it just starts to really shake. So we have people behind us. We're not going to be doing anything too stupid. But as you see, please do not rely on this feature. We definitely left the lane compared to like Kia or Hyundai systems. It's not quite as hands off. It does give you a nice assist. Like right now, it's leading me through the lane. But if I try to leave, oh, there we go. It does, but it wants you to keep your hands on the wheel, unlike some of those other semi-autonomous vehicles. But oh, look at this. The body roll is non-existent. The handling is great. Throttle response is good. It's a great car. Obviously, if you want more power, go with the turbo. It'll cost you a couple $1,000s more compared to the SL, but the SL gives you all the features and luxuries that you possibly want. Still pretty good performance. If you don't need to go 0 to 60 in 6 seconds, you're more than happy getting in the high 7s. This is more than enough car for you. Ton of backseat space, unbelievably quiet thanks to these dual pane windows. The engine itself is also pretty quiet. I know with CVTs, 4-cylinder engines tend to get a little bit buzzy, and this does get a little bit buzzy up top, but for the low RPMs, they did a great job of limiting the vibrations. If you're looking for a mid-size sedan, you want it to be a little bit sporty when it comes to handling, the steering wheel, way more sporty. In the segment, this is probably the sportiest non-turbocharged, non-V6 vehicle, especially considering the appearance. It looks really sharp. The ride quality, considering the 40 series sidewall tires, this might be the best in class ride quality, might be the best in class sound isolation. You're looking for a spacious mid-size sedan, luxury mid-size sedan, but you don't want to spend over $35,000. I would definitely recommend checking out the 2023 Nissan Altima SL. And a huge thanks to Red at Courtesy Nissan in Tampa, Florida for making this review possible. I'll leave links to their inventory below, and if you're looking for a new car, SUV, or truck in the Tampa area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out, and as for Red. And huge thanks to all of you for watching. I had a great time making this video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. You guys know the channel is just not possible without you guys, and I really appreciate the constant support. But again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Leave a like too. It really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. That's how these videos get promoted to new people. Leave a comment. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't like. Leave a comment. Let me know if there's any specific cars, SUVs, or trucks you'd like to see reviewed on this channel, and definitely try getting those videos for you ASAP. But other than that, again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope all of you have a great day.